Teaching online is common in higher education today. If you're new to it, you might have questions about where to start. If you're more advanced or experienced, you might have questions and problems that you're trying to resolve and make the overall experience better for your learners. How do you do that? In today's video, I have a resource that I'm going to share with you that's going to answer those questions. Hi everyone, I'm Leigh from teachingacademia.com, and I'm all about giving you the tools you need to navigate academia to make your best impact. If you're new here, welcome. This is the place to come to get tips and advice on making the kind of career that you want to have in higher education. Today we're talking about teaching online, and I am so excited to be able to share with you this fabulous resource. It's an ebook. It just came out. It's called Creating Online Learning Experiences, a brief guide to online courses from small and private to massive and open. A number of people contributed to this text. The lead author is Matt Crossland, and when you go and download the document, you'll be able to see everyone else that contributed. So the great thing about this book is that it offers something for everybody. I don't care what your level of experience is with teaching online. If you're just getting started, they're going to help you think through all the big and the small elements that you need to have in place and have thought about before you hit the first day of class, so that you have a good experience and your students have a good experience. If you're more advanced, they are going to give you lots of little tips and tricks and new ideas to help you push your online teaching to a whole new level that you might not have even realized was possible. All right. So some really great things that I want to point out about this book is, as you would expect, they do give you some specific instructional practices. They're very explicit. And these instructional practices are good for both beginners, more intermediate or advanced folks as well. But they're going to talk to you about how you can design your courses in ways that are mindful and thoughtful, encourage active student engagement, which is always something that I'm looking to improve upon. I'm always getting frustrated. I don't know about you, but I'm always getting frustrated with students who just show up into an online space, sort of dump what they've learned and then run off. I'm always trying to find ways where I can make it more interactive and have students supporting one another, right, without it feeling too forced and contrived and only for a grade. They're going to help you think about that in here. It's absolutely fabulous. The other thing that I really appreciate about this book is they tell you things that don't work, right? Sort of a do not do this list. These are bad practices. And one of the things that I liked in that list is that it reminded me of students can only passively consume so much content per week. So we as instructors have to be super mindful about how much content we're asking students to digest, in addition to how we expect them to interact with each other and what we kinds of things we expect them to create and produce within the course. So they tell you what to do, they give you some great advice, but they also tell you here are some common, trip-ups that people make that really aren't going to support student learning so well, things to avoid, right? And that is always good and always appreciated. The other thing that I like about this book, I think it's really unique in a book that talks about online learning, is they have a whole chapter on mindful interactions, right? How to encourage mindful interactions amongst your students, okay? And they give you specific activities that you can do with your students that foster listening, help them be more in the moment, right? Foster discussion. So, for me, that's something that I'm always struggling with. And having those explicit practices laid out, I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to trying them out. And from what I can tell, they are also some practices that you can carry over into a face-to-face or a hybrid environment to still promote these mindful, thoughtful interactions that we want our students to have. Now, if you've been at this a while, or you're sort of looking to up your game, make some things interesting, sort of push yourself as an instructor, they do have a chapter on advanced techniques near the end, where they talk about how to create learning pathways, how to do gamification. So that may be something that you're ready for. And if so, they've got it all laid out for you. They've got resources in there. They've got blog posts that you can read to sort of show how people have thought about this in the past. If you're not ready for it yet, that's fine, right? Because one of the great things about this book is you can drop into where you need to drop into and go try out what makes sense for you to try out now. Then come back later, pick it up, and use it to propel your teaching practice forward. All right. So once again, the name of the book is Creating Online Learning Experiences, a brief guide to online courses from small and private to massive and open. The lead author on that is Matt Crossland. Matt is also with EduGeek. I'm going to link to EduGeek. I'm going to link to this book so you can download it for free. Definitely take a look at it. Head on down to the comments and let's talk about your online learning experiences, questions you have, successes you have, struggles you have, so that we can support each other and help each other as we move forward with our academic journeys.